I always forget to do that, so. Good afternoon. My name is Jeremiah Ellison, and I am the chair of the Policy and Government Oversight Committee. I'm going to call to order our regular meeting for Monday, March 20th, 2023. I'll now ask the clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Vital,
Present.
Chavez,
Present.
Costa,
Present.
Chair Johnson,
Present.
or, excuse me, Councilmember Johnson, Vice Chair Wansley,
Present.
and Chair Ellison.
Here.
We have 6 present.
Let the record reflect that we have a quorum. We have 23 items on the consent agenda, which I'll now read for the record. One is passage of an ordinance related to appointed position in the Health Department, Workforce Director for Health. 2 is passage of an ordinance related to 3 appointed positions in the Office of Public Service, Deputy City Operations Officers. I'll be moving to delete this agenda item as requested by staff, which is the authorizing of a collective bargaining agreement, IATSE Stage Technicians Unit 2023 through 2025.
Chair Ellison, apologies. That was for item 2, the passage of ordinance for.
I read it incorrectly. So item number 2, we'll be moving to delete. I was going to have some questions if we were deleting item 3. Yeah, but so thank you for the correction. We will not be deleting item 3, as I misread in the script here. We'll be passing item 3, hopefully, authorizing a collective bargaining agreement with IATSE State Technicians. Item number 4 is passage of a resolution for gift acceptance from the National Association of County and City Health Officials of Travel and Lodging Expenses. 5 is passage of a resolution, gift acceptance from Lyft Bikes and Scooters, LLC, and from Nice Ride, Minnesota for bike and scooter parking equipment. 6 is passage of a resolution, gift acceptance from the Association of Food and Drug Officials for travel and lodging expenses. 7 is passage of a resolution, gift acceptance from the National Association of County and City Health Officials of Travel and Lodging Expenses. 8 is approving 2023 Local Board of Appeal and Equalization. 9 is authorizing agreement with Acorn Mini Storage LLC for access over the property at 2547 5th Street Northeast. 10 is accepting a bid for pump station 4/9 added fuel for generators. 11 is accepting a bid for 15th Street sanitary sewer rehabilitation. 12 is accepting a bid for Hennepin Avenue at 10th Street parking ramp fan replacement project. 13 is accepting a bid for ramp B chiller replacement. 14 is authorizing contract amendment with Short Elliott Hendrickson Inc. for engineering and design services for 37th Avenue Northeast reconstruction project. 15 is authorizing contract amendment with CSC Cybertech Corporations for providing a risk management information and claims processing system. 16 is authorizing contract amendment with C-Click-Fix for providing a resident reporting tool. 17 is authorizing contract amendment with the Northland Business Systems for dictation software services and devices. 18 is authorizing contract amendments for the Alley Snow Plowing Services. 19 is a legal settlement, Nicholas Hernandez versus the City of Minneapolis et al. 20 is approving a legal settlement, Brooks v. City of Minneapolis et al. 21 is authorizing contracts with agencies for services under the Group Violence Intervention Strategy. And 22 is accepting a bid for water main cleaning and lining. And then 23 is passage of a resolution for a new contract form for memorandums of agreement for housing and urban development, environmental coordination and review among state and local partners. Is there any discussion? I saw Vice Chair Wansley's is up first.
Thank you, Chair Ellison. So I just wanted to make a comment related to items 19 and 20. Those are 2 legal settlements. And just name that this is another $75,000 of taxpayer money that is going to legal settlements for residents injured by MPD during 2 critical events, specifically protests, one following George Floyd's murder, and then another following the shooting and killing of Winston Smith by U.S. Marshals. These frustrations we've had These settlements are frustrating, and we've had lots of conversation over the course of the past year about them. It's one of the reasons why I brought a proposal forward to support statewide legislation for police personal liability insurance. It was these cases that I had in mind and hoping to address, so we wouldn't have to keep putting our taxpayers into this position of having to foot the bill for misconduct payouts, and to also hopefully have a personal financial incentive for our officers to not commit misconduct. I've also appreciated the media and its persistence in informing the public about the lack of internal mechanisms that we have at the city to fully put a necessary stop on these misconduct issues and the lawsuits that keep happening as a result of it. So, while I know it's been somewhat of a norm for this past term for us to see these misconduct payouts regularly on our agenda, I do not want to normalize apathy to what these represents as basically a continued systemic failure on our part. So I just wanted to highlight that because I've gotten contacted a bit about, again, this is another round of settlements. What are we doing at the city to mitigate and prevent this from happening? So just wanted to name that.
Thank you, Vice Chair Wansley. I see Councilmember Vita.
Thank you, Chair Ellison. I had a couple questions about item 18, the contract amendments for alley snow plowing services. I've gotten a lot of questions about alley snow plowing, especially the ruts. And I see the company that is contracted for Ward 4 is in, it's up on our agenda for a dollar amount. And so I'm wondering if there's any staff here who can answer a couple questions for me about this.
Is there any staff here who would have any knowledge of item number 18? So we don't have public works staff here.
Okay.
Yeah, Chair Ellison, Councilmember Vita, I could go back and get some information, but if you're questioning the quality of the work or some of those provisions, Public Works would be the right staff
That's
to
exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
about I've just getting a lot of complaints about like the alley being done or being invoiced as being done, and then people have to keep reporting it to 311 because it's not really done the way that they think it's supposed to be, and about plowing after snow emergencies only, or what is the situation in which those contractors come in. So if there's someone in Public Works, I'll talk to Chair Johnson maybe about who I should talk to. Oh, no, well, something's happening.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Okay.
I'm Steve Collin, the street maintenance engineer. In regards to your question, Councilmember Vitak, basically the contract is for the entire city. The three contractors cover the entire city. The contractor in your area is Stone Pros, also known as Snow Pros. We do them primarily during snow emergencies because that's when we have all our equipment tied up working on the snow emergency. And back in the late 90s, the council wanted a 12-hour method for moving through the alleys, so we had to contract out. The contractors are moving through the alleys systematically from end to end. Unfortunately, this year has been an extremely snowy year. We've also had rain. This year, we've also used them 9 times. The last 3 years, we've only used them maybe 2 or 4 times, so we've doubled the amount of times we've put them in the alleys. The difficulty is with the rain and the snow, in the way it keeps falling in day concepts, people have already gotten in there, already started driving on it, and it starts to create and form ice and the ruts. And the contractors are trying to clear as quick as they can. But once that rut gets formed, it forms ice, which bonds to the pavement and is very difficult for them to just, as they go through, remove it. And then as we've gotten these 3 freeze-thaw cycles, it just kind of keeps building upon itself because in the daytime it melts, it gets caught in those ruts, cars come through, they splash it up on the sides, and the ruts keep getting deeper, which then we have to come back with city loaders and take the time to basically work it, meaning put down material, scrape it, work on it. I know in your particular ward, we were on one alley for like 5 hours, just cleaning the ice out of there. And we don't have the capacity with the contractors to have them spend that kind of time doing that work. They're there to just kind of get the initial snow out of the way so people can get to their garage and get their car off the street so we can start the snow emergency.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate this answer. I'm sure you know the questions just don't stop about the alleys, and especially because people know that they're contractors. I've gotten so many questions. I'll set up some time with you offline too, because there's some other things that I would love to know about this process. Thank you so
Okay.
much for being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate it. And just taking the time to explain, not just say it's a capacity issue, but to kind of explain and walk us through the nature of the capacity issue, I think is really helpful for the committee. So thank you. Any other discussion? Councilmember Chavez.
Chair Ellison, I have questions on number 4, 6, and 7. Last week, I brought up the fact that some of these gift acceptances were being sent to the Public Health and Safety Committee when all of them were used to coming to POGO. And I've done my examination on all 4 items, and 3 of these seem to be public safety and public health related in this committee now. So this is kind of confusing on why it's being sent to POGO. And I just want to make sure that we're being consistent if it's going to be everything, which I think it should be coming to POGO if it's all gift acceptances, so there's no confusion within our departments. But 3 of these are public health related, which means that we should be going technically to the Public Health and Safety Committee based on what we were told last council meeting. So I just want some clarification either from our city attorneys, our city clerks, maybe yourself, on why these are in this committee based on the response we received last week.
Yeah, I don't have a good response. I know that through some discussion with the clerks that there's an intention of items being topic-based as opposed to departments being committee-based. So I know that kind of plays a role in that transition. It's probably creating a little bit of inconsistency, but I agree there should be some consistency, and I wonder if the clerks have any other response. Otherwise, I think I'm happy to continue staying in conversation with the clerk's office to sort of make sure that we are having some kind of consistency and that we're communicating that to departments as well around gift acceptance, but also other topics. Any response?
Mr. Chair, and Councilmember Chavez, I can just add a little bit of context from what our city clerk, Casey Carl, kind of gave as an answer in our agenda setting meeting last week. Right now, we're still kind of transitioning to a system in which items are being submitted more on a subject matter basis, a topic basis, rather than by department. Right now, a lot of the decisions are simply being made based on which department is submitting the RCA, whether it's coming through our finance procurement division department or whether it's coming from, the health department or public works. So right now we don't have a super consistent method about where these items are going to, and as long as they fit within the committee's jurisdiction, we kind of accept it. But I do know that the clerk is in conversations with council leadership about kind of making that a little bit clearer going forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thank you for that. That was helpful. I remember I had forgotten, but now I'm re-remembering that explanation that sometimes, if finance and procurement are bringing it, it usually will come here. If the department is bringing it themselves, they usually take it to the committee they're used to. And I think that might be a little bit what's creating a little bit of inconsistency as well. But thank you for the question. And then also just didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but also want to thank my vice chair for urging us to not be desensitized to these legal settlements as they come through the committee. And so just wanted to highlight that point, and thank you for making that point, Vice Chair Wansley. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of the passing the consent agenda, with the exception of item 2, not item 3, with item 2 being deleted from the agenda, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And that motion carries and the consent agenda is approved. With that, we've concluded all business to come before the committee today. And if there is no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you so much.
safety, and zoning. Committee meetings are where the public has the greatest opportunity to take part in the process directly.